Would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I would rather fight a duck the size of a horse.
You would rather fight?
Yeah. I just need to, I would prefer one over several. I think I might have a chance. Right? Because all you do is have to poke them in the eye.
Welcome to CelinaRadio.com. Recorded right here in Celina, Texas, a quiet little dusty, sleepy town that has absolutely nothing going on. Guys, welcome to CelinaRadio.com. And you know, we're in Celina, Texas. We've got everything going on here. And right now, this background music, it's kind of got it going on too. I have to admit, this one kind of grabbed me just a little bit. In fact, it grabbed me so much that I wouldn't have left the lyrics in it. So the one thing you can always count on from CelinaRadio.com is we've got some of the best background music ever. It's like super cool stuff. But not only do we have the best music on here, we've got the best guests, the best topics, the best of everything. You're going to love who we've got today. It's Holly Farrow. You know her because you've seen her sign on the square in Celina, Texas. She is a local photographer and she is hilarious. As you heard in that opening, I mean, she'd rather fight a horse-sized duck so she could poke it in the eye. I mean, come on. That's good stuff right there. But before we get into talking to Holly Farrow, I want to tell you what we've got coming up on July the 8th. You see, we had a little contest between the mayor and the chief of police. That's right, Sean Terry versus John Cullison right here in Celina, Texas. It was an indoor fishing challenge, if you can believe that. And the idea of it is to bring awareness to the horse and donkey rescue that is located just north of Brookshire's on Preston Road. I know if you've been by there as many times as I have, you've seen all those donkeys out there. They belong to Carla Vargas, and she travels all over the country, picking them up, bringing them back to Celina, rehabbing them, and finding new homes because every one of them, unfortunately, was in a kill pen and they had no hope for a future. So the chief of police and the mayor of Celina, Texas got together, had this little challenge, and we're going to drop the video of that on July the 8th. Now, let me tell you what's riding on this challenge. First of all, bragging rights. And as we all know, the chief of police and the mayor would both like to earn the bragging rights. The second thing is, whoever wins gets lunch delivered to them by the loser from Papagayos to their office. And I don't mean you call in and order it and somebody takes it. I mean, if the mayor wins, the chief of police has to take him lunch. If the chief wins, the mayor's got to hand deliver that enchilada platter or whatever the chief wants from Papagayos. So it's a lot of fun like that. But there's other things as well. For example, whoever wins gets to have one of the rescued donkeys named after them. So imagine there's going to be a donkey running around soon, either named John or Sean or Chief or Mayor or something like that. So it's all about raising awareness for the rescue. So go to CelinaRadio.com, check it out. If you feel so inclined, make a donation. If not, cheer on the chief or the mayor. But for right now, let's talk to Holly Farrow. All right, guys, I am here today with Holly Farrow of Holly Farrow Photography. Holly, how are you?
I am fabulous.
Yeah, you're always fabulous. So you're that person that every single time I see you, every single time I talk to you, you're always like in a great mood. What is that? Is that just the personality, or are you just drinking tons and tons of coffee, or what's going on there?
Well, I drink tons and tons of coffee, and then also I have Jesus.
There you go. You know what? And that's all you need. Those two things, right? That gets me through every day. So I am here to talk to you an awful lot about you, how you got here, what you do, what you love, what you hate, and then we're going to have a little fun since you've got that really, really awesome personality. I, as you see these papers in my hand, printed off some very special questions for you that I have not asked anyone else. So you're in for a little bit of a surprise with that. But first of all, tell us about Holly Farrow Photography.
Okay, I am originally from Dumas, Texas. I graduated there, and I moved to Dallas to go to school. And I went to Dallas Baptist University, and then decided halfway through, I had my associate's degree and decided school was not for me. I took some photography classes at DBU and really loved photography. And so that's kind of where I started and kind of gone all my way. And then I met my husband. And so that's
so what I understand is there's actually even a little bit of a story behind how you met your husband. Do you want to share?
Yes.
You want to share a little bit of that with us? Tell me how, because I think it's a little interesting story. I think your mom had given you some advice and maybe you didn't really listen to it. Am I right about that?
Yes, I did not listen.
Okay, tell us about it.
I actually was raised in a really, really Christian home. My mom and my dad are strong Christians. We went to the Dumas Baptist Church, and they have always been against drinking. My mother told me to never marry someone that drinks beer and to never meet someone who that's at a bar, because it just will go south.
So you're not supposed to meet someone at a bar, definitely not supposed to date or have anything to do with someone who drinks.
Right.
And how did that work out?
Well, I was at a bar down in Frisco, Texas. It was called Down Under.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at a bar with one of my best friends that I've grown up with for years. We actually went to school all the way through kindergarten and up. We still talk. And we were both sitting there eating dinner, and we were having some wine, and these firemen just walked through the door, and they were very handsome firemen. And so they walked up, and my husband, Ben Farrow, walked up to me and just immediately started talking to me. And throughout the night, he said, asked me if he could take me out. And I said no.
because my mom said no, right?
Right. He was in a bar and he had a beer in his hand.
He's definitely breaking two rules, so so he's off limits. But he's a handsome guy and he's a fireman, and there's something about that, right?
Yes.
So what ended up happening?
I ended up leaving that night, and my friend Jamie, she ended up giving him my phone number. And he ended up calling me, and so we talked for. We were friends. We talked for 6 or 7 months, and then we started dating.
Okay, I like it. So how long now have you guys been together?
I guess April 17th will be 18 years.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. So has your mom ever said, all right, I know I gave you that advice, but somehow you found the exception? Yes. Or is she, or does she just always bring that up? Like when there's like maybe a little argument or squabble going on in the family, is she like, I told you? No,
she actually said she was wrong.
Oh, wow.
And so I think you can meet really great people at any place that you want to go to.
Right on. Yeah. So that's a great story. And I happen to know your husband. He's an amazing man. He's a good man. It takes a special person to be married to a public servant. Yes. So, God bless you for that. Now, how long have you actually been in your location on the square doing the photography thing now? Okay.
So years ago, I probably started taking pictures around 18 years ago. My friend Jamie had a little boy with one of the firemen that she met, and she ended up marrying him. And I didn't have any money. I lived paycheck to paycheck and ate Roman noodles. anyway, she ended up getting with Todd, and they ended up getting married, and they had a little boy, and I asked her if I could take a newborn picture of her son. I did not have any money, and my parents always told me not to ever get credit cards.
Right.
But guess what? I got a credit card.
I kind of see a trend or a pattern here. I'm kind of seeing this. I'm wondering what else your mom has told your parents have told you not to do that you've done that actually ended up working out okay.
It worked out.
Okay, that's good.
Well, I ended up taking his pictures. I got this $250 little camera, took his pictures, and her husband ended up thinking those were professional pictures. So that kind of gave me a big head.
Right.
And so I thought, okay, maybe I can do this.
Right.
Maybe I can do this. So I kind of went back to school, took more classes in photography. And so I started 18 years ago. And probably about a month ago, I took Gage's pictures, his senior pictures.
Oh, wow. So full circle.
Full circle. I got to take his newborn, and I took his senior pictures. And so I would say that was a pretty neat deal. It was kind of emotional for me, but I would say probably about 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, I opened up my studio in downtown Celina.
Okay, so you're right here on the square, and we've talked to Rachel Beatty across the square over there, and she loves being on the square. We've talked to Eddie Caulfield, the attorney over here, and we've done a lot of podcasts from Lucy. So how do you feel being on the square? Is it awesome being here? Is it, I don't really love it?
No, I love it here. I think it's really cool to be in the center of everything. I think I'm a people person. I love to see the people walking around. I love to see the stores open, getting coffee. I love going to Toasted Walnut. I love going to Lucy's. I love going to Papagayo's, and even Bongo Bo's. And then my good friend next door, Lauren Bell, just moved in. And so you kind of have like a little group of people that you're friends with, and you support them.
So what might I find you having, say, at Papagayo's? If you're over there, what's Holly Farrow going to order at Papagayo's?
Okay, I'm going to order a Corona with lime.
Okay.
I'm going to put some salt on that. Now, I hope my mother doesn't get mad at me, but that's the truth.
Right.
I'll order 2 sour cream chicken enchiladas.
Okay.
And then I will tell them, do not put it in a corn tortilla, put it in a flour tortilla.
Wow.
And they will tell me that that's not an enchilada. They'll tell me it's a burrito.
Right.
If it's wrapped in a flour one.
Interesting.
So that's what I get.
Very, very interesting. Okay, so I never knew that. Every time I do one of these shows, one of these podcasts, I learn something new that I've got to try. And so I'm gonna go to Papagayo's. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna order that, but I'm gonna order flour tortillas and see what happens. So
it's amazing.
I may skip the Corona. I had a Corona bottle smashed over my head in college, and so I have this big thing about that. But I might substitute a margarita. What do you think about that?
I think that's great. Their margaritas are fabulous.
They are really good. So let's move over now to, say, Lucy's. Okay. What do you like when you go to Lucy's? Give me an idea of what I'm going to find on your plate at Lucy's.
At Lucy's, I would get their chopped steak and their brown gravy, mashed potatoes, and corn, because it reminds me of my mother's cooking.
There you go.
And I would get that, and then I would go up there on Wednesday night, and they have karaoke. And I will say, in my mind, I sing really good, and that I could start another career singing, but other people put their head down when I sing. So I don't think that's my path.
Well,
there.
You know what, though? It's okay to I would say just to be brave enough to go in there and do that, because I'm not.
Oh, I did it.
Yeah?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember the song you did?
Yes, I do.
And what was it?
It's Beyonce, and it's All the Single Ladies.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. I am very, very disappointed that I missed that. So if you ever decide to go back again and do an encore performance, especially of that song, I want an invitation.
Okay, you're going to get an invitation. It's awesome.
100% in on that.
I really hope you're enjoying this episode of CelinaRadio.com. And I just want to let you know that we've got some fantastic episodes coming up, including Mayor Sean Terry, Police Chief John Cullison. We've got Carla Vargas from the Donkey and Horse Rescue right there by Brookshires. And we've got Cleve and Kim Wycliffe of Swirls Bakery, so it's going to be an amazing schedule coming up. If you want to be on CelinaRadio.com or know somebody that might be a good fit, go to the bottom of the page and click on Register as a Guest. We'll reach out to you and see if there's maybe a good fit somewhere for us to do your very own episode on CelinaRadio.com. We've got this growing city, and it's amazing. Everybody loves it. So what's so amazing about Celina to you?
I like the small feel. A lot of people want to keep it small, but I also like it growing as well. I think that it brings more great people into our town. But I would say I wish it could be small because of my children are in school. It's a lot for our teachers to have to deal with so many kids. But I love it here. I love the water tower when they turn it orange. I love, just the downtown feel, and I love the people here.
It's growing, and I always say that I think we can't really fault all these people who want to come here because they want what we have.
Right.
We love it. We love all of these different things about the town, and they want their little bit of that as well. So I can't fault them for that. But you've got this great studio here. We're sitting back in your studio right now, and I see all these different backgrounds and these different lights and all kinds of things. I have to ask you, are you a Canon, a Nikon, or what's your flavor? Yeah.
I am a Nikon girl.
Are you?
I'm all the way Nikon.
All the way Nikon. Okay. I don't know if I can sit here and tell you. I'm a Canon guy, so I don't know if we can keep doing this.
I might have to.
You probably want me out of here right now.
I think you should leave now.
Give me an idea of what all you do with Holly Farrow Photography.
I actually started out doing newborn pictures and family pictures, doing senior pictures, but what I've grown to love more than anything is probably seniors. I think that when you get a senior boy or a senior girl, they are excited. This is their last year in high school. They have dreams to go and do something with their lives. And they want to be there, especially girls. Girls definitely want to be there. They want their picture taken. I think that you can come up with some really amazing ideas and create something really cool for them.
Obviously, people need a way to get a hold of you. I'm assuming you've probably got Facebook. You might have a website. Do you want to share any of that with people?
Absolutely. I actually have a Facebook that's Holly Farrow Photography. And I have an Instagram that's Holly Farrow Photography. I tell more people to go to my Facebook and Instagram versus my website, just because there's so many more pictures on there that they can go through and look at. And then, my email address, that's hollyfarrowphotography@gmail.com.
That's awesome. So, and I know you do a little bit of work for one of the local magazines. Do you want to talk at all about that?
Yes. Here recently, this started back, our first cover was in December. The December issue, it had a beautiful deer on the front of it with a wreath around its neck. We started this magazine back in December. Barbara Ireland, she's the owner of the magazine. She approached me. She said, "Would you want to do this?" And I was like, absolutely. I said, I felt like I could be a part of a group, because sometimes when you're a photographer, you're by yourself and you're your own boss. But when I became a part of this group, we all work really well together. There's other people that are on the magazine as well. We have Charlotte Davenport. We have Daniel Pochet. They're writers for the magazine. And then Barbara is also. And we all work really good together.
So what is the magazine? What's the name of the magazine?
It's Celina Lifestyle.
Celina Lifestyle. Okay, and that's awesome. I've seen it. Great publication.
Right.
And your photography obviously is a big part of that.
Right.
So it's really, really good. And you're working on a piece right now. I saw something, you had a firefighter in like an ad, and
right.
That was it's so inspiring. Do you find inspiration from your subjects and then just let that roll through to your photography?
Yes.
What's your process like that?
I feel like I'm a very deep person, and so when I'm photographing something, I feel when I photograph it. it's kind of it's like a story. For me, it's a story, and you tell about that photograph with a story and a light and a flag. The fireman and his newborn child. I mean, that's going to come out in our July issue for my ad, and so I just feel like that first responders are amazing people, and I just wanted to highlight him. And his last name's Kincaid.
Wow, that's awesome, and it's a fantastic image, and I hope everybody will look at that in the July issue of the magazine. That's going to be fantastic. So we're going to take a little bit of a exit off of this right now. Okay, so you just said, I think I'm a bit of a deep person, and I'm going to kind of ask you some very shallow questions.
Yes,
okay,
absolutely.
We're gonna change directions just a little bit, and you're probably, some of these are going to take you back just a little bit, because if you've heard the other shows, you know I might ask like your favorite movie or something like that. That's all kind of standard stuff. But I'm going to ask you stuff like this. What color's your toothbrush?
Red.
Okay.
I love red. Red is my favorite color. Purple is my favorite color, but I would say red and purple.
So you didn't get thrown off by that. So you're
Nope.
probably going to do totally okay with this. So give me an if you're imprisoned for something bad you did, what would your crime be?
I robbed the mall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of store are we going to hit up there?
We're going to go to probably a clothing store.
Right.
And I would probably go in and I would steal a lot of the clothes and a lot of the shoes. And I'm really into hats now.
You're going to have to run fast with all that stuff in your arms. If, let's see, do you like waking up early or staying up late?
I like waking up early.
Okay, so you're in bed before it gets too late.
Nope. Actually, I like to get in bed and watch TV, and I watch the first 48. And I watch Dateline 2020 and the 48 Hours. That's like my thing.
That is I like that. That's your vibe. So if you were given a chance to marry any fictional character, so that could be any fictional character out there, who might you marry?
Oh, goodness. I would say the Incredible Hulk. Is that a fiction?
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah,
I hope that's fictional.
Yeah,
if he's really out there, we're in trouble. So yeah, no, that's fantastic. So you would marry. So you want the guy that turns into Hulk, or do you only want the green guy?
I feel like the Hulk is, when he turns into the green guy, he's still a good guy, but he's strong, and he's a strong guy, and he would take care of me just like my husband does. He takes care of me. I look at my husband like the Hulk.
You're probably going to have to modify your house quite a bit, because I think he's pretty big, so you're going to have bigger doorways and stuff. And buying clothes and stuff, that's going to be rough. But, I guess it could be done. So would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses?
I would rather fight a duck the size of a horse.
You would rather fight?
Yeah. I just need to, I would prefer one over several. I think I might have a chance. Right? Because all you do is have to poke them in the eye.
Poke them in the eye, and the duck goes down.
And
or at least he can't see you well. So that's, you know.
Yeah, if you poke someone in the eye, or if someone tried to rob you and you poke them in the eye and run, they can't see you where you're going.
This is true. You might have a point there. And then you run to the Hulk, and the Hulk beats up the horse-sized duck, and then we have a whole new show to do at that point.
Right.
But you can't do it because you're in jail because you robbed Nordstrom's up at the mall. So if you could have any superpower at all, what would be your superpower?
Flying.
Okay, and what would you do with that? I
would fly over people.
Yeah.
And then I would probably stick my tongue out at them and say, try to get me.
And you'd fly home to the Hulk.
Right.
Yeah, I see how this ties together. And you know what? Then you could rob something and fly away. They would literally never catch you. So what is one food that you consider the bane of your existence? The one food out there that you're just like, no way, nope, don't like it. I wish it didn't exist. Is there a food out there that you just can't stand?
Mayonnaise. It's disgusting.
Mayonnaise.
Yeah, mayonnaise is disgusting. Miracle Whip. It stinks. It's terrible.
So does that mean that you don't eat foods that have mayonnaise in them? So deviled eggs are out. You don't put it on sandwiches.
No. You can ask Joey at Toast Walnut. I will not eat the chicken salad. There's mayonnaise in it. And he swears to me that it's great.
And oh my gosh, that's funny. So nothing with mayonnaise in it. That's awesome. Which animal do you think would be the rudest?
The cat. Wouldn't you?
Yeah, probably.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, that's probably true. Back to photography just a little bit. You've done it for so long. Would you say that you can pretty much handle it blindfolded now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm glad that you're saying that because you're going to have that opportunity today. I've got a model for you. We're actually going to go on video. You're going to be blindfolded and you're going to do a mini photography shoot with this model. And you even get to dress the model and everything. So we're going to pause the podcast for 1 second while we set up cameras because you had no idea that was going to happen, did you?
No, did not know. You just put this on me, but I will accept your challenge.
And I have a feeling you're going to do really well. We're gonna post this up on all the social media stuff, and people can actually go and see what is about to happen. I don't even know how it's going to go yet, but I have a feeling it's going to turn out really well. So we're going to hit the pause button real quick. We're going to set up camera, and then we'll pop back on here in just a second and follow up and see how the photography session with the secret model with Holly Farrow Photography went. Okay, so here's the setup. Basically, we did the entire interview, and Holly had no idea that I was going to spring this on her. You heard her just now. She's a little reluctantly up to the challenge, it sounds like, and she thinks I have a secret model coming in, and she's going to do this kind of spur-of-the-moment photo shoot, and it's going to be blindfolded. She knows that. What she doesn't know is that the model is a Barbie doll. So we went ahead and filmed that, and if you go on CelinaRadio.com, you're going to be able to see that video along with the actual pictures that she took. So, and I need to add this. For whatever reason in the world, Holly Farrow renamed the Barbie Lucy. Yeah, don't ask. I have no idea. Holly's hilarious, and that's just exactly the kind of thing that she does. She literally renamed the Barbie Lucy. So we're going to pick up at the point just after the photo shoot was done. So here again is Holly Farrow. So we just finished a little model shoot with Holly Farrow and, as it turns out, Lucy. Tell us about that. What just happened for people who don't get to see the video? What did we just do?
Okay, you blindfolded me and gave me a Barbie doll.
Right, a Barbie doll named Lucy.
We named her Lucy, and we put her on a stool, and I put some clothes on her and her shoes.
Right.
Tried to put her camera on her foot. Did not work. Didn't work. Everyone out there, do not try to put a camera on your foot because it doesn't work.
Yeah, that was a bit of a failure. And then we had a couple of other wardrobe malfunctions. I think she ended up losing her skirt.
Right.
She ended up losing her top. Yeah. And I think by the time it was all said and done, she was left with one shoe on.
Right.
And we don't even know what happened to the camera. So who knows where the camera is? It'll show up soon. But how was that? Was that fun?
No.
That was not fun.
No, I would have preferred to see what I was shooting.
Right.
But I felt like Lucy was in a good mood.
Lucy was in a good mood, and that's part of what you do. You put people at ease, and you make them comfortable.
Right.
And then that leads to good art, right? That leads to good photography. So, tell me this: you do truly kind of have that way about you, and I'm assuming that kind of rolls over into your family life. Tell me about your family.
I have my husband that I met at a bar.
Right. Okay. I remember that.
Great guy. He and then I have 3 other children. When I was younger, I had a timeline of how my life would go.
Right.
And so on the timeline, I wanted to get married after I was 25, so I did. And then I had my first child, Cooper, and he went along with that timeline. And then I had my daughter, Alex, and Cooper's 16, Alex is 13, and then we wanted a third child. And we tried for probably 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
And could not have a baby. Anyways, I ended up trying to get pregnant, and I've got on some medicine, and I blew up like a cow.
Yeah.
Anyways, when I decided that wasn't what was meant for us, I decided to get off medicine and kind of go on with my life. And I got pregnant at 41.
Oh, my goodness.
And God just gave us a little girl named Isabel. And so I have a 16, a 13, and a 3-year-old.
It's a God thing. Would you agree?
I would. I actually, I feel like every dream that I've ever had has come true. I got an amazing family, amazing husband. I love my job. I have wonderful friends in this town. I live in a great town. My kids go to great schools. The teachers there are amazing, and it couldn't even be better.
It's Celina, right? I mean, it's just Celina, right? I mean, you could do all the same things in another town, and you'd still certainly be blessed, but it just all comes together perfectly here for some reason,
right.
And it's amazing. Thank you, Holly, so much for doing this today. You've been fantastic. I don't know how much you enjoyed doing a photo shoot with Lucy.
I loved it.
I'm gonna take Lucy on, and here's what I'd like to do. Since Lucy has a little camera and a little outfit and stuff like that, what I'd like to do is take Lucy and all of her little outfits, and we're going to throw a couple of other little things in there, and we're actually going to do a little giveaway. There may be somebody in Celina, a little girl, who would love to have that, and maybe you would inspire that little girl to also have dreams and to pursue those dreams. You never know, they may grow up and be the next Holly Farrow and be the next photographer. So
Thank you.
Absolutely. So anyways, guys, that is Holly Farrow. Let me just say this. Holly Farrow is the real deal. She's always positive. She's upbeat. She's always smiling. I think you could just stop by her studio in the square and walk in and say, "Hey, I heard you on a podcast." And she'd act like she's known you for 50 years. That's just who she is. And she's exactly the kind of person that makes Celina so amazing. And yes, Celina is amazing. You're here, I'm here. This is CelinaRadio.com. And baby, we got it going on. And remember, we've got some fantastic shows coming up. We've got the mayor. We've got the police chief. We've got Carla Vargas and her donkey rescue. We've got Cleve and Kim Wycliffe of Swirls. We've even got the public information officer for the police department who agreed to come on the show, and he's got quite the story. He's an amazing person, and he let us test this theory that cops know all about donuts. Yeah, he did it with a blindfold and maybe about a dozen donuts, and we'll let you actually see that and listen to the podcast. It's going to be fantastic. And don't forget, we've got the challenge between the police chief and the mayor coming up as well. That video is going to drop on July the 8th on CelinaRadio.com, but you can go on there right now to CelinaRadio.com/donkey. And you can leave comments supporting either the chief or the mayor. Send them some words of encouragement. And we're going to see who actually won that contest. And let me tell you, it's a video and a podcast that you don't want to miss. So that's going to wrap it up for right now. It's been a fantastic episode. I love hanging out with you. And I'm going to say this, and I mean it with all sincerity. God bless you. And I'll see you on the next show.